volume range just stays at 100%. I can't. No, I don't want to. Yeah, I tried changing it at 75% and it puts it on 100% again, so I can't do that. I would love to be able to do that, mind you. So I guess it's just stream's back. What happened? Did the stream disappear? Uh-oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Apparently the stream just plopped out on me all of a sudden. Yeah, we need to work on the sound issues. It is an ongoing problem. Is the stream back? It shows that I'm streaming, but when I look at the stream, it's not actually streaming, which doesn't sound right. It shows that I'm still streaming on Twitch, but when I look at Twitch over here, it's not still streaming. So, what happened? In fact, it's showing that I'm not live. Let me do something real quick. I'm just having problems with the PC games at the moment. We can confirm you are live. Well, there's at least that. I have confirmation of that. All right. We're going to head south then, because I'm not going in there anytime soon. I'm definitely still live. Well, I need to show up as live. Okay, so there we go. All right, I'm back. So I need to head into town now, and we can meet up with some of my favorite characters. Now, first place I want to step into before we go any further is I'm actually going to go in here first. Simply because it's important that I go in here first.
Hello. I will be right up.
Yeah, this is my first...
Now, what can I do for you?
I don't have problems playing my console games. It's PC games that I have the difficulties with their sound.
Thinking of Cosima, Alexander decides to leaf through one of the volumes of love poetry.
Love poetry.
He reads, "Thy hair, thy lips, thy beauteous face, and all thy studied female grace have won for thee anon a place within this broken breast."
Take notes, guys. This is how to woo a woman.
And another. "Upon the shore the lilies bend, untouched by worldly care, where shadow they her earthly bed, oh, that she were not there."
Lovely,
Yikes.
lovely.
And another.
Ooh.
"What was it when I looked at you? What power has chained me through and through, and binds my heart with links so tight, I cannot live without the sight of you? What nameless thing has captured me, and made me powerless to flee? What thing is it without a name, that brings my mind e'er back the same to thee?"
Ooh.
The name of love cannot apply.
Oh,
Its
okay, so
commonness
the
does
voice
not
volume is a better
decry
balance with
the
my voice
haunted,
now.
hunted, painful cry
Who would
that
have
my
thought?
heart makes for you, that ere my
So I guess
soul
turning it
eternal
down some
makes
actually
for you.
worked, I guess.
A little close to home, that one.
But I needed
Alexander
to do that.
returns the love poem book
Can we
to the
blame?
shelf.
Yes, we can blame Sierra for the voice issues always. Uh-oh, something has fallen to the ground. We're gonna need
Alexander
that.
picks up the fallen page. It's the love poem he particularly
While we're
liked.
here,
It must have fallen out of the
there's-
poetry
I need to
book.
do something with that book. I need to do
I
something
see
with
that
this
old
book.
volume has lost another page.
That voice
You
sounds
may
familiar.
keep it if you like,
The
sir.
book guy.
I have glued the stubborn thing back in place 2 times
It
already.
sounds like someone I should know.
I do rather like it. Thank you, Merchant.
All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and just pick this up.
Alexander picks up the book from the small table.
Either that or the Food for the Youngins
Oh,
of Tropic.
yes, please, take that book. You have my most humble thanks for doing so, good sir.
Really? Thanks.
Oh, yeah. All right, so now I want to look at... I want to talk about this book.
How much for that book on the
'Cause
counter,
we really need
Merchant?
to talk about this book.
It is a fine book, is it not? I obtained it
Don
from the
Messick
estate
sounds
of the
familiar.
one and only magician this kingdom has
I know
ever
he voices
had.
one of the gnomes
Poofed
as well that we're going to
himself
see
into
here in
an
a few minutes.
aardvark in the end,
But-
or so I heard.
An aardvark in the end.
I
That sounds
never
familiar
found the
to me.
spells all that useful myself, but then I lead a boring life.
Yes, you do. You're a
I tell you what,
Bookstore owner.
If you can find another rare book,
Their eyes aren't exciting.
something a bit more marketable, I might be willing to
Scooby-Doo.
exchange the
Hampton
spell book for
Pig.
it.
Yes, that's where he sounds familiar. Hampton Pig. I needed to talk to him about that book because if I didn't, there's something later on in the game, and I'm pointing off to this direction for some reason because that's later in the game. It's over this way. I'm becoming too aware of what I'm doing on screen. If I didn't talk to him about that book, there's something that wouldn't open up, and I need to talk
Good
to the
day,
guy.
sir. I'm a stranger in this land.
So,
What can you tell me about the land of the Green Isles?
yeah.
That is quite a question, young man.
Ooh.
Who are you? And what would you have me tell
The
you?
guy that would punch you in the face, that's what I
My
do.
name is
Let- you know,
Alexander.
let me- and
I know
Boo-Boo.
I'm on the Isle of the
Who's
Crown,
Boo-Boo?
but I'd like to know whatever you can tell me about this island.
Boo-Boo.
And if there are other
Honey Boo Boo
islands
Show?
nearby.
Huh?
You are indeed a stranger. Anxious is the man who
They're
knows
in the
not
di-
the customs
yeah,
of the
there.
land beneath his
Boo-Boo.
feet.
Okay.
This island is called the Isle of the Crown because the royal family's castle is here. Besides the castle, we also have this village and the docks over to the west.
This is also the first time I've
There are
ever
at
done a
least
live stream with a
3
camera.
other islands.
And
the
so
Isle
I'm-
of the Sacred
I
Mountain,
talk with my hands.
the Isle of the Beast,
And so
the
that's the
Isle
reason
of
why I'm
Wonder.
like pointing in this direction and moving
At
around.
least 3?
When I talk, my hands
Does no
move.
one know for certain?
And so that's just going to happen while I'm
This is
streaming.
no
Even when
ordinary
I'm,
land,
like,
Alexander.
With a controller in my
The
hand,
land
you're
of
gonna
the
see me
Green
just kind
Isles
of
has always
moving
been
my
a
hands
place
around
of
when I'm talking.
vague boundaries,
So
as if
you see me
islands
just
come
pointing off in
and
the direction,
go.
like, oh, over there's where the game's
Legend
at. It's
speaks
just
of a
normal
4th
form.
island, an isle shrouded in mists. I myself have never seen it.
By the way, he's
Then,
saying
too,
that isles
the land of the
seem to
Green
come and
Isles
go,
is said to
and
exist
that
on the
there's one
boundaries of this
shrouded in mist.
world
We're
and
going
the
to
next.
see that a little bit
Even
later in the
darker
game.
places are reputed to be closer here than anywhere else in the world.
That's quite a claim.
Claim, yes, but probably just local superstition. We who live here on the Isle of the Crown, at least, sleep well enough at night.
Those first 3 islands you mentioned, how might I learn more about them?
Ideally, a young man seeking such knowledge would travel to their shores and learn about them firsthand. Meeting the leaders of each place would be helpful, naturally. Unfortunately, the ferry no longer runs between the islands. There has been much political unrest, and it has been too dangerous to travel for years. Perhaps the ferryman can tell you more. He has little enough to do these days. And if you haven't been there already, you might seek an audience at the castle.
Thank you kindly, merchant, for all your good advice.
Ah, but advice is free, Alexander. Making use of it costs much more.
Oh, hey. Okay. I was just typing when King's Quest 6 is over, next stream, console game, because I can actually play those well. So I can talk to the ferryman, but before I talk to the ferryman, actually we're going to go to the ferryman next. Let's go this way. And meet a character.
There's a young girl in the yard. The girl is dressed in a long, plain orange robe with a thick headdress. From the appearance of her clothes, and from a skittish, fearful look about her, Alexander gets the strong impression that she is a servant, or even worse, a slave. The
Hey.
serving girl appears to be stealing a quiet moment tending the rose bushes.
Hello, Escape Route British. How are you this evening? 128 here. Well,
You lazy thing! Get back to work and stay away from those those roses! I've told you 1,000,000 times, those flowers are too sweet for the likes of you! You've still got to do the breakfast dishes, make lunch, and clean the stables yet this morning! And get your veil back on! No one wants to look at your face!
Yes, stepmother.
Can you imagine whether or not this girl is going to be important to us later on in the game? Because she's probably going to be. Also, hello, Escape British Root from the future. Happy New Year. Glad that to see you. I don't even think I'm going to ring in the New Year awake. I'm probably going to be asleep before it gets New Year's here. So let's go this way. Okay, go this way. And...
Hey, stranger, come join me. The water is wonderful, and I can show you the way to the next island.
Okay. I'm going to save the game, obviously. Now, I want you to notice something. I told you to kind of pay close attention to the shirtless guy's eye. And if you watch this guy long enough, you'll notice his eyes do something very similar to the eyes of that guy.
Come on, jump in. A little water won't hurt you.
In fact, you're going to need to pay attention to a number of characters in this game. So he wants us to jump in.
Considering the poor condition of the shore, it looks like the easiest way to get into the water is just to jump off the pier.
Hello.
The powerful currents grab Alexander. Struggle as he might, he feels himself being pulled out to sea.
Not a very good swimmer, are you?
Help me!
Sorry, I think not.
As his head submerges for the third time, Alexander finds himself pondering the wisdom of going out on a limb for a stranger.
Dead. Oh, dude, I gotta have some of this music back in just a moment.
Oh,
Because if the voices are gonna be overpowering, I need to hear at least the music.
Alexander couldn't handle those currents. That boy must be an unbelievably strong swimmer.
He must be. Alright, let's restore this. And so, I want to turn up some of the music, the sound of the music, is the sound of music. Because if the rest of it's going to overpower me, I'm at least going to...
Come on, jump in.
Yeah. Jump in, the water's fine, I know. Okay.
That's strange. The young boy in the water just disappeared. Oh well, perhaps he just dove under the water.
He sounds like CDI Link, wow. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
yeah, what do you want?
Alright, welcome to... I'm going to have the hardest time clicking on this guy.
Alexander promises himself that
Nope.
he will... Alexander...
Nope.
Alexander...
Nope.
Excuse me.
Thank you.
My name is Alexander. The owner of the bookshop in the village told me you might be able to help me. I hear you used to run this ferry for the islands. I'd like to talk to you if you have a moment.
You say old Allie sent you? I can't see why. The ferry's not running, you know.
I understand. I'd just like to talk to you about the islands if you don't mind.
Thanks, ERB. I appreciate
well,
it very
I guess
much.
it'd be all right if Allie sent you. Well, don't just stand there. Come on inside.
All right, let's talk to this guy.
What is it you wanted to talk about, young man?
All right, let's talk about this rabbit's foot first.
I see you have a rabbit's foot. Has it brought you much luck?
As you can see, my luck's been out for some time now, despite that old charm. Why don't you take it with you? Perhaps giving the darn thing away will bring me good fortune at last.
Perhaps it will at that. Thank you.
So I'm not doing a lot of talking during the cutscenes because I can't get the voices to lower at all. It's just the music that lowers. So this is the way it's just going to work for this stream, or while I'm playing this game, and I hate it.
I'm a visitor to these islands. I'd like to learn what I can about the area.
So you said outside. What is it you want to know?
Well, for one thing, why has the island's only ferry been dry docked?
Huh. It just ain't safe to sail these days. What with the islands feuding and all. Wazir Al-Hazred ordered the ferry closed till things settled down. Me, I don't think she'll ever see water again.
But why are the islands feuding?
You got me. Something about stolen property or some such thing. 'Tis a real shame. Things used to be so friendly.
Then this unrest is recent.
A few years is all, but it's been long enough.
Perhaps if the ferry were repaired.
This old thing? This ferry's been out of water so long she's no longer even seaworthy. Her boards have dry rot. She'd fall apart at the first taste of seawater.
But there must be some way to get off this island.
Some way.
There's only one other way to travel that I know of. A magic map. The owner of the pawn shop can tell you more about that than I can, Alexander.
That's really all we need this guy for, to be honest with you, is just for him to tell us about the magic map. He can tell us about the other islands, but I don't want us to sit through all of that.
Well, I think I'll be going now. Thanks for allowing me into your home.
Posh, not at all. It breaks the boredom, if you know what I mean.
And hello, Inu. How are you this evening? So, we're heading back into town, and we need to talk to the pawn shop owner now. Okay, bye, your boat smells. Hello, conga line monkey. How are you this evening? This is Soy Bomb's favorite character, the old lamps for new guy. So let's do this, and his boat probably, yeah, salted armpit, that sounds about right.
Good day.
So one of my favorite characters in the game is the pawn shop owner now. First thing I need to do is this.
Alexander takes a mint.
Be sure you take your mint. It's important you take your mint. Because if not, you're going to die soon. Let's talk to this guy.
Excuse me, merchant, but the ferryman mentioned that you might have a magic map of the land of the Green Isles.
Why, as a matter of fact, I do. I keep it under the counter. It's been gathering dust so long that I nearly forgot about it. It was quite a few years ago, you see. The estate of a wealthy wizard fell into my hands when he died. It was useless magical junk mostly, which reminds me, I've still got some things of his in the back that I need to dump out. Anyway, the magic map was the one true treasure in the lot. The wizard was quite old and feeble, and had enchanted the map to aid in traveling. It is said that one need only desire to be on an island depicted on the map to find oneself there. It is a very valuable map, as you can imagine. Unfortunately, no one is interested in traveling these days. It is far too dangerous with the current state of the kingdom.
What would you take for the map?
I would normally want something magic in return, but since I am hardly overrun with prospective buyers, I would be willing to take anything of equal value in exchange.
Okay. So before we do that, we have something of equal value, and we're actually on it. But the first thing I want to do is I want to take the coin.
I have this copper coin. Will it serve in exchange for the map?
An interesting enough piece, but it is not nearly valuable enough to trade for this map. In fact, I would say it is about the worth of our own copper. The only items in the store that I could let go for the price of a single copper are the 4 simple items I normally display on the front counter.
Well, if I can't have the map, then I suppose one of the counter items will do.
As you wish.
Alexander looks closely at the items on the counter near the map to make his selection.
That bear looks like it's going to punch that old guy out. Seriously what he looks like. So the first thing we're going to need to grab is this. That is an amazing bear. I think, if I remember correctly, there are a number of items in the store, if you're paying, if you look around, from the various King's Quest games. The bear's head cleft is excellent.
That mechanical nightingale looks intriguing. I believe I'll take it.
Very well. Your coin is well spent. Remember, this is a pawn shop. I am always willing to take back my own goods in trade.
I'll remember. Thank you.
Alright, so I did that. Now I need to get the very next item. And that's going to be with this. That is a nice head cleft. I mean, look at that. I mean, it kind of makes him look dapper. He's got, the, as far as a part in the middle of his hair. I mean, or rather his fur. He's dressed up nice to be stuffed, is what I'm saying. Don't trade him a mint.
I took a mint.
Help yourself. That is what they are there for.
I took one of your mints. What? Thief!
If Alexander wants to exchange one of his possessions for an item in the pawn shop, he'll have to arrange it with the pawn shop owner first.
Huh? Okay,
Would you be willing to take my family ring in exchange for the magic map?
Daventry, are you a king then?
No, that's my father, King Graham. I'm just Alexander.
Well, Prince Alex, she is a beautiful ring. Are you sure you can part with such a unique family heirloom?
The ring does mean a lot to me. I didn't always have a family, Still, it is only gold. There are more important things at stake now.
Then you now own a magic map, Prince Alex. I will keep your ring out of sight for a few days. If you find anything else of great value in your travels, you can come back for your ring. I would hate to see it melted down for gold. Ah, and a warning about the map. It will only operate when you are out in the open and within sight of the sea. The limitation has something to do with the teleport spell ingredients. You might try the beach.
Thank you. You are very kind, and I'll remember about the map.
And now I've got a cutscene. So, also notice his eye.
Suddenly, the old man in the concealing cloak sneaks past Alexander, and with a sneaky dart of his hand, steals a mint from the candy jar.
They're free. How can you steal a mint if they're free?
The old man stuffs the mint into his mouth and wobbles unsteadily out of the pawn shop.
This is Soy Bomb's favorite part of this video game, I guarantee you right now. Seconds later.
Master! I followed Prince Alexander as you wished. From the pawn shop owner, he just abstained, just reprieved. He just got a magic map.
Clunk.
You fool! You've been eating those mints again. I ordered you to stop that.
Yes, Master.
Pay attention to this.
Now, what is this about a magic map?
With the map, Prince Alexander could travel anywhere as quickly as I can.
I thought I took care of the only means of travel. By my scimitar, I can't have him stirring things up now. Get a hold of yourself and listen carefully, Shamir. Go to the other islands and tell them...
Thank you, Mouskovich. Oh, yeah. I appreciate that very much. So now we can actually finally leave this area. And our old lamps for new guy is gone. So we're going to head to the first place that we can go to. Although I do want to go ahead while I'm at it. And we're going to make friends with the little bird here.
Alexander winds the mechanical nightingale and places it on the ground. The mechanical nightingale sings a sweet, tinny tune. The real nightingale in the tree cocks her head and listens intently.
Like,
the nightingale flies to a lower branch and looks at Alexander curiously, as if she were deciding that this human might not be so bad.
The real nightingale's like, what cheap ripoff is this? So I went ahead and got that out of the way. And so, yeah, not much other than watch people play through them over the eons. I've got to be one of the few... Oh, wait. I have to get something before we go any further. I actually have to go back into town. So we're not leaving yet. I have to go back in here for that to happen. Get low, get low, get low, get low, get low, get low. Do the way.
Alexander sorts through the odds and ends that the pawn shop owner dumped into the pot. Magic exploding gum wrappers, a shattered crystal ball, a cracked wand, a fake thumb. Near the bottom, Alexander finds a little glass bottle labeled ink. It appears to be empty, but Alexander decides to take it anyway. You never know when a small bottle will come in handy.
If you don't get that, you die in the next area. And I need to look at my inventory in the next area. 4 and 5 are the essential ones in my opinion. I've got to be the only person on planet Earth who likes some of the first ones. Now 7, I will admit, it was kind of a step backwards. Okay, the book I need. I've got that. Why do I feel like I'm missing something at the moment? I know why. Because I have to go somewhere first. Alright, let's...
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
His magic map. The text parser games. Yeah, see, I did. We need to go here first.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
I grew up with the text-based games, and that's the reason why they're so important to me, and why I love them so much. Alright, so I'm not going to do this yet, as far as this puzzle.
Alexander picks the flower, and is startled by its hideously strong, skunk-like odor. For a moment, he can smell nothing else.
See, I'm used to King's Quest, Space Quest. Yes. That does sound unintentionally awkward as far as pulls out his magic map. Strange.
Alexander takes the feather.
This is called the Cliffs of Logic. They're actually the cliffs of, you didn't buy this game, you pirated it, you're not making it any further in the game. Is essentially what these are.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
His magic map. It's his magic smap, please. Thank you.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Yes, the cliffs of copyright protection. Booting. Alright, before we go any further, let's, because moving this way or this way is going to take us in a certain direction. Let's go ahead and talk to this little guy first.
Why aren't you asleep like the other oysters?
Oh, I'm so weary, but I can't sleep. I have a terrible ache in my mouth.
No, it's not. Okay. So, no, it is not in the least bit good. This is one of those, when I get to the Cliffs of Logic and I go to actually do that, I'm going to have a walkthrough up. So I'm like, doot-doot-doot, 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 we're done. So let's help this guy with a little ache in his mouth.
If you're having trouble sleeping, perhaps you'd like me to read to you.
Hey, that would be great.
Yes, by Minnie Mouse.
2 dulcimers raised to the degree of 40 half-dulcimers, divided into equal parts by the third of a cackle of grouse geese, put over the result of 10 fine mackerels, albeit small fine mackerels, stretched over the total of 53 1/8 bottles of wild beast lard.
Alexander makes a grab for the pearl.
Hey! You fixed my mouth! It feels great!
Ah, the little oyster drifts into peaceful slumber with the rest of his oyster friends.
And Minnie Mouse, rest in peace. Okay, so I can either do it. I'm going to do what I need to do on this island, but I could also go back to the Isle of the Crown and get my ring back now that I've got this. I want to double check everything before I go any further. I need that, this, and this. Okay, I've got everything that I need. I'm going to go ahead and save the game again. And we'll just call it this. Alright. Talk about pearl clutching. Well, yeah. Yeah.
Alexander hears someone coming.
Alright, so this is the island guards who are to keep us from trying to, I don't know, take the...
5 fierce guards of the isle we be. Watch for a foreign man, said he, with ears and nose, tongue, hands, and eyes. Its nature cannot be disguised. If man it be, then man it dies.
So these guys, the purpose of these guys is to figure out if I'm human. If I am, I'm dead.
Old Control, smell your smell. Do that which you do so well.
Alright, so this guy's job is to sniff me down. But what happens if we put something odoriferous?
Alexander holds the flower of stench out to the gnome with the jumbo nose.
Have a good night, ERB.
Tom Trow I am, that's all I'll be. My nose knows all on land and sea. A flower of stench has washed ashore. A flower 'tis all, and nothing more. Listen, hark you, Grovenor, do your duty as you swore. With your ears, please tell us more.
Alright, oops. And so with this one, we can't use the flower, but we can...
Alexander winds the tin nightingale and plays it for the gnome with the monumental ears.
No, they throw you in the ocean. And I've already died in the ocean 3 times, and I may show it off in a moment.
A nose is not a way to spy. My ears cannot be told a lie. A nightingale is all there be. No man is near, and so say me.
Yeah, another pulling sensation. My legs can't take it again.
Taste, Grump, that we might know whether friend or whether foe.
Alright, so this guy wants to taste something, and he's got a very long tongue. Let's take the mint to him, and...
Alexander holds the mint out for the gnome with the gigantic mouth.
Grump knows a tasty treat. It matters not what others bleat. No danger is this one so sweet.
He said I was sweet. That was nice of him.
Trilly dilly, use your hands. Is it beast or is it man?
Look, man, there's no reason to get handsy. You know, there is a such thing as, you know, no means no. No reason to touch me.
Alexander holds the rabbit foot out for the gnome with the huge hands.
Be all you mad? What aileth thee? A bunny can't trill merrily. A hare does not at all taste sweet. A rabbit here is all we greet.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to save the game again. and I'm going to save it right here. I'm going to save it as Gnome Alone. And for Soy Bomb, I'll let them kill me. Okay? Because I know what's coming up.
Old Bill Batter, never fatter. Vision can resolve this matter. Look you now and end this chatter.
Alright, so I'm going to wait just a moment and let this dude open his eyes, which actually takes 44 evers. There you go.
Of all the senses, eyes are best. A man, I say, and hang the rest. A man, so say our eyes. A man he be, a man he dies.
Yeah. And so this is what happens. They... And... There you go.
The gnomes toss Alexander too far out into the sea for him to get his footing. The currents drag him under.
I love the face of Alexander as he goes flying forward. 3 deaths so far, all of them by drowning.
Tickets up. Next. Guess those gnomes couldn't reach a consensus.
Shut up. Alright, let's restore this. Yes. No, that was King's Quest 1 that had a serpent in the water, I think. It was in the moat. It was King's Quest 1, I think. So put this on.
Alexander pours the contents of the empty-looking ink bottle over himself.
Yes, King's Quest V had a water serpent as well.
By all that's beauteous, fair, and sightly, 4 morons do I sleep with nightly. There's nothing there at all, I say. Enough of this. Let's now away.
Yes, I believe you're correct. And that led him to the Harpies as well. And so we're done with these guys now. They're done. An hour into this, and...
Alexander did it. He's fooled the guards.
And we barely done anything because of all the talking.
Alexander picks up the object floating in the water. It appears to be a string of letters. They say, "Where are you going?"
Okay.
Alexander decides to keep the odd sentence, even though it is incomplete.
With a name like Graham, the ship probably tastes of crackers. Probably so. Alright, so we're going to head this way, and there's 2 things we can do over here. The first thing I'm going to do is, and this is the reason why I had to talk about that one book in the bookshop, because if I didn't, last night I was freaking out because of the fact, I'm like, I know something's supposed to happen here, and I was actually complaining about it to Soy over Discord. I'm like, I think it's messed up on me. No, it's just one of those things where you gotta do it or it's not gonna work. So I wanted to talk for more than just 5 seconds.
What do you think you're doing?
I'm sorry. I didn't realize these books had an owner. I'm in need of a rare book.
No owner? All books have owners, my good man, and this book owner, bookworm to you, wouldn't part with one of his books for anything.
Isn't there something I can do for you to pay for the book?
Let's see. Do you have an itinerant clause?
No. No clauses at all, I'm afraid.
As an exception, you always should.
Don't mind oxymoron and diphthong. They're fairly limited grammatical principles, you know. Let's see. A marsh pig that does Texas?
No. I'm afraid not.
A dangling participle?
Watch your language.
I'm fresh out.
A purple fiddle whacker.
Look, this is a family stream. Thank
no,
you.
I don't think so. Sorry.
An idiosyncrasy, perhaps?
Right not.
Ha! Then what good are you?
Alright, so that's basically all we can do there.
Wow. Hiya, gorgeous. Oh, what a luscious-looking hunk of flesh you are.
Thank you, I guess. Who are you?
How charming of you to pretend not to know. I'm Black Widow, of course. The femme fatale of all femme fatales. Know what I mean? You know, I was just thinking it was time I found my 50th, another husband. It would be quite a horror, an honor to have me as a bride. Just look at my beautiful weaving. It's so light, so delicate. You'll never want to leave my little nest.
It is a lovely web, but my heart is elsewhere, I'm afraid.
Oh, drat! The loss is yours. I'm sure you'll change your mind once you consider the advantages.
I think I'm good. Okay, so I'm actually going to do away from this. Let's save the game and let's show off a death that has nothing to do with water. Also, you're about 2 inches tall. Yes. Death 03. Natasha Romanoff, I think is how you pronounce Black Widow's name. If it's not, then whoops. Alright, so now that we've saved this, let's...
Alexander reaches out to touch the Black Widow.
That's right. Go with your feelings. Get closer to me.
Alexander feels the tiny pinprick of the spider's bite and the slow burning of her poison.
And dead. That's twice. That's twice in King's Quest games they've messed that up.
Thanks for the memories.
Tickets.
Okay, hold on.
Next.
Why do you think they call her a widow?
Okay, something about that though. Okay, so he's dead again. So that's twice though they've done this in a King's Quest game. In King's Quest V, one of the beginning scenes, you got Cedric who goes, "Oh, Graham, a poisonous snake." Snakes are venomous. They said that her poison was coursing through his veins. Well, she's venomous. Poison...
Oh, so there you are, handsome.
We're doing this again?
What can I do for you now?
Okay. Poison is something that's usually secreted from the skin or something of that nature. A venom is something that's injected, if I remember correctly. Unless I got that wrong, which I could have. But she's venomous, not poisonous. The snake is venomous, not poisonous.
Hey, don't touch that thread!
And let's grab this.
Alexander snatches the scrap of parchment, curious to see what's written on it.
Love. That is all. That's actually going to be something we need later. And I was actually able to figure that out by myself as a kid.
The wind blows the scrap of paper from Alexander's hand, but he remembers what it said well enough.
Alright, so we're done with this area for the moment. You just talked to an oyster and warped through space. Let's not harp on minute details. Look, man. You made me do it. You've been looking forward to me doing this the entire stream, probably just going, look, man. I'm going to grab this while I can.
Alexander takes a bottle of milk from the milkweed bush. Apparently, the dogwood tree doesn't like Alexander standing that close.
Piper. You okay? Piper. There you are. Oh, you got a sweet smile on your face right now. I wonder if I can get her on camera real quick. You can see my nasty little desk. But there's Piper Cam. Instead of Hypercam, it's Piper Cam. That is our pup, and that is the official pet of my streams. Soy has Amora, and I have Piper, and I can't get her really close, but she is my sweet pup. I love her very, very much. Okay, so where were we? I can confirm is dog, yes. If I get the chance, I'll do a better picture of her, or a better look at her. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this guy.
Hey, what do you think you're doing there? Get your hands off me! Hey!
He's a rotten tomato.
Alexander picks up Rotten Tomato and puts him away. One never knows when one will need a rotten tomato.
Well, yeah, I mean... And I need to grab iceberg lettuce.
Alexander picks a head of iceberg lettuce.
Yes, okay. Zounds, that's cold.
Ye gads!
Oh.
Is that cold?
Sorry, I thought he said zounds. My bad. We're gonna go down for right now. And we're going to leave this island and move to another one. Because there's a few things that we need to do in the, on a different isle now. We've got this.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
Because we need to shove a dangling participle down our pants.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
We're going to be hearing that a whole lot. Alright, let's talk to this little thing that's... Looks like an armadillo stegosaurus, is what this looks like. Or no, an opossum stegosaurus.
Hello, friend. Aren't you an odd-looking little fellow?
I'm not odd-looking, you are.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you could speak.
Speak not. Funny is, speech I am and nothing but.
So, let's earn his trust by showing him this.
Alexander holds the sentence out to the creature.
This sentence seems in need of an ending. Perhaps you could finish it?
Where are you going? Where are you going? Know what I do? Where are you going to? Like you I do. Go I with you?
That's just awkward.
Well, that was certainly interesting. It looks like Alexander now has a passenger.
Half lizard, half rat. Well, like I said, half stegosaurus, half possum. Okay. I need to use the iceberg lettuce right here.
Hoping to cool down the boiling pond, Alexander throws in a head of iceberg lettuce. The pond...
Oops. My bad.
Alexander decides to brave the steaming pond.
Ouch! Ow! Ooh, 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 ouch!
The pond is no longer boiling, but it's hardly bathwater. Alexander takes the old hunter's lamp from the tree.
Rin sighting. Okay.
As Alexander continues down the path, he gets the strange feeling that he's being watched.
Come on over here and see what I'm doing with these flowers. Never mind that stone fella on top of the gate. He won't hurt you any. He's just there to scare you.
Okay, and notice his eyes look very similar.
Alexander picks up the brick.
There's that golden gleam to his eye that we've been seeing in certain characters in this game. Alright. Oh. That won't work. Here, I'll just do this. Maybe you'll understand the reference, maybe not. So let's go walk to this guy.
Gotcha this time.
And dead once again. So I'm trying to purposely show off these deaths if I can.
That move was slightly erroneous.
Because of the puns. Yes, evil man. Evil, evil man. Probably talking about me right now because I keep killing Alexander of Daventry.
You aren't going to listen to me, are you? Well, we'll just see about that.
That's odd. The gardener just disappeared.
I like how the guy's response is, "You're not going to listen to me? Don't kill my third favorite King's Quest hero." Okay, so I'm assuming your first favorite would be the hero from King's Quest 8, whose name I can't even think of. And then your second favorite would be
Alexander
Graham,
pulls out his magic map.
as I pull out my magic map. And then your third would be Alexander. Am I close?
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Really, Rosella's number one. For some reason, I would not have guessed that. Cedric is number one. Cedric is absolutely amazing. Alright, let's go ahead and...
Hello, Bookworm. I have something you might be interested in.
Well, what is it this time?
I found this little fellow lost on another island.
Coming home I am too.
There you are, you naughty boy. I told you not to leave the island.
Glad I am seeing you too.
We just returned to Yoda.
Solemn celebration!
So, you found my dangling participle. I suppose I'll have to give you something. Let's see now. Was it a rare book you wanted?
Yes, sir.
Well, then none of these will do. They've been sitting in the sun far too long and must be well cooked by now. This one is far more rare. A delicious little tidbit.
Thanks.
I found his dangling participle. That's, kind of awkward sounding. Alright, let's head over here and, get our map on. And...
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
Bookworms over say cheese and die of goosebumps. It's a rare book. We, in the past, 20 minutes, have made more progress than we had made because in the first 15 minutes we had nothing but storyline on the Isle of the Crown. You guys realize that, right?
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
You know, I liked the old Goosebumps games. Sorry. I loved some of the sounds. The sounds are too loud for me. I loved some of the old Goosebumps books. They were absolutely amazing. I used to read the Fear Street books as well. Those were really good. All right, let's go to the pawn shop and get our ring back.
Your candy dish is empty.
I am sorry, sir, but I have no more mints. Somebody has eaten them all.
Well, get some more then.
I fear that is impossible. Without the ferry, I can no longer get imports from the other islands, and we do not grow mint extract on the Isle of the Crown.
Oh, I hate not getting what I want.
Too bad. Alright, so let's grab what we need, and we have this pearl now, and that's going to let us get our ring back.
I found this large pearl. Might it be valuable enough to ransom back my family ring?
I have never seen such a perfect pearl. Certainly you can have your ring back.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't sell it. I'm a bit attached to it, I'm afraid.
Of course you are. You would be cold-hearted if you felt any differently. I am happy to see a family heirloom back with its rightful owner.
Alright, so we've got this, and while we're at it, I think we're done with the little bird for right now. I think we're done with the bird, period.
Would you mind if I traded this in?
Of course, Prince Alex. Please, choose something in exchange for the items on the counter.
Alexander looks closely at the items on the counter to make his selection.
Choose something from the worthless items that are sitting here, Alexander.
I'll take the flute.
The flute? Very good, Prince Alex. May its music always be sweet. Feel free to trade it back at any time.
Thank you.
I love the fact that he's like, the flute? Yeah, go ahead and get the flute. Do a good job with it, Alexander. Thank you. Alright, so this is new, so we need to take a look at this.
Alexander doesn't remember that sign being on the wall before. He decides to take a closer look. It's a proclamation. It reads, "Citizens rejoice, announcing the royal wedding and coronation of Wazir Abdul al-Hazred and Princess Kasima. For reasons of security, the wedding will not be open to the public. Long live the new king and queen of the land of the Green Isles." Alexander feels his stomach turn at the thought of the dread event. If he doesn't do something soon, Kasima will be another man's wife.
That looks like Citizens Precise. I see it actually is Rejoice, but the way the letters of Rejoice, it looks like Citizens Precise. Even though that is what it is. Alright, Ali's books.
Hello. I will be right up.
And I needed to do this in the order that I
Now,
did.
What can I do for you?
Because now I got another 30-minute dialogue with this guy, and after I exchange a book.
I found this rare book, and I thought of your offer.
Very interesting. Oh, it is a wonderful riddle book. Riddles are much more marketable than spells these days. I guess people believe more in mirth than in magic. Here is the spell book you wanted, and a fair trade it is, I must say. Enjoy it.
I certainly hope so. We shall see how rusty my spellcasting truly is.
Call back to King's Quest 3, where you've got to do a bunch of spells all throughout the game. To this day, it grew on me when I did the Let's Play, but King's Quest 3 is still one of my least favorite King's Quest games of all time for that reason. All that spell casting. So let's talk with this vested guy.
Good day, sir. Is there anything you can tell me about the land of the Green Isles?
I'm sorry, but I have no time for idle conversation. I'm too worried about the princess.
Okay.
Excuse me again, sir. You mentioned the princess.
I told you I'm not interested in talking to strangers.
Hey, calm down, man. Maybe I can show you this.
Hey! Get that out of my face! Nah!
Maybe a rotten tomato will change your mind.
Can I interest you in this?
No, thank you. Please let me read in peace, stranger.
Please leave me alone. That's all I'm asking right now. Leave me alone, Alex.
Determined to learn more about the strange man's relationship with the princess, Alexander shows the man his insignia ring and formally introduces himself.
I'm sorry to insist, but my name is Alexander of Daventry, and...
I appreciate the offer of the ring, Alexander, but I'm afraid I'm already spoken.
What?
Daventry? Where have I heard of Daventry? Flying flit mice. You must be Prince Alexander. Cosima told me about you when she arrived home. How came you here?
Why, by a ship, now wrecked upon the sand. But you know Cosima? She truly spoke of me?
Yes, I saw her briefly when she first returned home. She mentioned a prince to me, Prince Alexander of Daventry. I'm afraid that was before she was told about her parents' deaths. You see, she arrived home a few weeks too late. The king and queen thought they'd never see her again. It is said they died of heartbreak. I'm afraid she's blamed herself.
What a terrible homecoming. If we had only known.
Terrible indeed, poor thing. Everyone in the kingdom seems to despair with her these days. The streets are silent.
Where is she now?
The princess is sequestered in mourning. It's a rather dated tradition, and not required, but the Wazir says she insisted out of respect.
I see. You've yet to say who you are, and how you know the princess.
I? Oh, pardon me. My name is Jallo. I am clown to the royal court, and had been since the marriage of Cosima's parents, King Caliphim and Queen Alaria. Oh, those were the happy days. The pair of them were so full of joy and life, so in love. And Cosima's birth. It would be hard to explain how long they had waited, how they had hoped for a child. I mean, she was such a charming little thing, smart as a whip, kind and sweet. Oh, she means everything to this kingdom, Alexander, and to me. I'm so terribly worried about her.
About her grief over her parents, you mean?
Well, the truth is, I do not trust the Wazir or his plans for Cosima. I'm still living at the Castle of the Crown as court clown, his clown. But it is more to keep my ear to the ground than out of loyalty. I wish I knew what the princess thinks these days. If only I could find Sing Sing, Cosima's pet nightingale. I might be able to send the princess a message. As it is, I must wait for the end of her seclusion.
What can you tell me about the Wazir?
The Wazir? Now there's a dangerous subject. His name is Abdul al-Hazred. He came to the kingdom 15 years ago. The king was fascinated by his knowledge and his fine-sounding ideas. It didn't take long for al-Hazred to convince the king to trust him with the minor problems of daily government. You see, Caliphim had a wife and a new daughter he wanted to spend time with. Al-Hazred became Wazir.
And now?
Well, he's had his eye on Cosima ever since she was a young girl. And she is the only thing between him and the throne.
Do you think he means to harm her?
Oh, I honestly don't know. I think he'd rather keep her as wife. But whatever his plans for the princess, he will use her to his best advantage. That's his way.
Perhaps he has charmed her. Perhaps she cares for him now.
The Wazir is capable of anything, and Cosima must be vulnerable and lonely right now. Still, she has always instinctively distrusted him. Cosima has a good head on her shoulders. I'd be surprised if she's truly fallen for his words of love. Now I must return to the castle. Look, I don't want to arouse suspicion. I'll try to meet you here again later.
Thank you for the information, Jallo. Be very careful.
All right, so we're good there now. I think we're done with this, although obviously we're told that the Wazir is a creeper. I have no idea how old Cosima is supposed to be here. I don't think she's like little. She, you know, if anything, she's probably like a late So yeah, Woman in the Tower. But I don't think she's like 5. You know, she's probably like a young. I don't know. This is just comes off worse, regardless of what I say at this point. So I think I can take this. This is the page.
Alexander holds out the love poem to the nightingale, hoping that she perhaps is the nightingale that Jollo spoke of, and that she might be able to take the words of love to her mistress, Cosima.
Notice this now.
The nightingale swoops down and grabs the poem. She flies off towards the castle, perhaps to Cosima?
Sing Sing, what have you found? A scrap of paper? Oh, this is no mere bit of paper, but words of love. Who sent this? It must have been Abdul. Oh, Sing Sing, will he never give up? You must be careful, pretty bird. Stay away from Abdul. I don't trust him so close to you. Now go!
The little bird returns to her branch without the poem. Alexander wishes he knew what happened to his message of love.
It went on the bottom of Sing Sing's cage. Okay, so now I think I need to go back to the Isle of Wonder. This is what I need to do here now.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
Yeah, we're pulling out that magic map one more time. Yeah, it's not called Woman in the Tower. I've never really considered how old Cosima is in this.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
That strange pulling sensation once again. But the Wazir is, we can at least agree, the Wazir is an absolute creeper. You're right? Yeah, I mean, we can all agree on that. Alright, go through here. And there's some new things in here. I'm going to grab this, because I need this. I'm sure she's of a decent age.
Alexander takes the teacup.
We hope so, yes. And try to grab this.
Alexander decides to pick up the hole in the wall. A hole in the wall could be a very useful thing. Alexander startled the poor thing. It's run off to hide behind the wallflowers.
Alright, so let's get this little guy and rescue him. And by playing some music. Play that funky music, white boy. Yes, she probably is 19 or 20. Play that funky... We're going to play some Jethro Tull here in a moment, is what we're going to be playing.
May I have this dance?
Oh, my!
Yeah, so the music should be at a quiet enough point where you can hear it, and you can still hear me talk. She's in her 30s, and she's living in her dead parents'... Well, I wouldn't call it a basement because there's a window. She's living in her dead parents' attic. Would probably be more like it.
Alexander stops playing the flute, but the wallflowers and snapdragons continue to dance, caught up in the music and oblivious to everything around them.
The nice thing is now we can grab the wallflower, because he has nowhere he can really run to.
While the wallflowers dance, Alexander snatches the hole in the wall.
And so now I've got another minute, 2-3 minute long, like, speech thing where I can't do anything. So, silence again. As we enter Chessland. This is as much as we can actually see of Chessland. You cannot actually enter into it. Let's try anyway.
Checkmate! Only chess pieces allowed in chessboard land. That's right. Humans aren't allowed in and never will be. Stay out!
That's racist. It's Absolutely racist. Are you the racist leaders?
I must insist, Your Highness. I shall send the lump of coal to the Vizier and the Princess as a present for their wedding, and that's the end of it.
And I suppose you'll leave me with only this stupid spoiled egg to send, Your Highness. I want to impress the new king and queen of the realm as much as you do. As queen of this island, I have every right to that lump of coal.
Who isn't queen of this isle? The lump of coal is in my possession. Therefore, I shall do as I please with it. Besides, there's nothing wrong with that spoiled egg.
The egg, though delightfully spoiled, is not nearly so valuable as the lump of coal, and you know it. Your Highness always got to carry the singing stone. It's not fair that you get the coal, too.
Women, am I right?
That doesn't count. The singing stone was stolen by that horrid beast. I should get to keep the coal just because my stone was stolen.
It wasn't your stone. It belonged to the Isle of Wonder treasury. Your Highness always thinks that everything is hers.
Excuse me, my good man, but could you settle an argument for us?
Which of us should get to carry the coal and which the egg? Remember, white is the color of deserving truth and virtue.
Quiet, Your Highness, and let him make up his own mind. I, for one, shall be more proper, and not even mention the fact that red is the color of love.
I'm sorry, Your Majesties. I'm partial to both red and white, but I'm afraid that I don't know how to solve your problem.
Coward.
One of you will just have to be gracious and allow the other the lump of coal.
Wimp.
What a ridiculously stupid idea.
Thank you.
Quite ludicrous.
He was a lot of help, wasn't he?
Oh, yes. Obviously a man of high intelligence. The lump of coal goes much better with my gown anyway. Black and red are imperial colors.
That's the silliest thing I ever heard. Red does not go with anything, being much too self-conscious. White is the perfect accompaniment to any color.
Okay. That was special.
Alexander picks up the Red Queen's scarf.
So for anyone that's familiar with the games, or that's actually, been able to play through them, which... when's the last time I saved this? Because the game just shut off on me. Oh. An excellent PC game. Yes. They were Hewist. Yeah, but when was the last time I saved? Was it literally shot through the heart? Because if so, I've got to go back and do some just clicking to get through this stuff. And I've got to start saving every time I get on an island. Is what I'm going to have to do. That's... Oh! That sucks.
You aren't gonna listen.
Oh,
That's odd. The gardener just disappeared.
I have to start saving every time I go to the island, a new island. That's what I'm going to have to do. That's just, that's... Yep, I got the dangling participle, so... Okay. That's great.
Alexander.
Yep. Say it, meow, you say it. Just go ahead, get it. Yeah, go ahead, it's fine.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
So we're gonna start clicking through text, just click, 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 just pouring through this stuff real quick. So I can go ahead and get this stuff out of the way. Alright, let's drop this guy back off here, and...
That would serve no purpose.
Yes, it would.
Hello, book.
Well, I can at least do more talking right now, so there you go. But again, out of curiosity, like, for anyone who's familiar with it, like, literally, what are your favorite King's Quest games, and which one is your least favorite? And kind of why? You know, I ask out of curiosity, like, my favorite ones, this is absolutely probably my favorite one out of all the King's Quest series.
Alexander.
Simply because of the story, and the only thing I really don't like about it is the fact that this one has more ways for you to get messed up, where if you don't do a certain thing, you're ruined. I've got to agree with you. King's Quest 3 is probably my least favorite, although 4 is a close second. Because King's Quest 4 has that one dark room. By the way, I'm about to go ahead and save this while I'm at it and just have a... Say King's Quest 5 because of King Anthony's ants. You didn't like King Anthony's ants? Come on, man. Now, are you saying that's your favorite or your least favorite? I may have misunderstood you.
I found this...
So, you know, that always is the possibility.
Would you mind...
Of course.
Okay, grab the flute.
I'll take...
Which one do I like better, King's Quest 5 or 6? 6. For me, it's quite easy at 6. It's also the first game my family and I ever played. We were... Okay, what you're saying right now, autosave, is literally one of the reasons why I like 6. Because 6 was the first one that we played. And it was literally my mother, my father, my brother, and I would sit and we'd try to figure this one out. Now, 5, we did that as well. But we did that first and foremost with 6. 6 is a lot of people's least favorites. Okay, so I've got this book now. Let's talk to Jallo.
Good day.
Okay, show him the ring and skip back this. I don't really have
Determined
qualms with 7. I like a lot about 7 as far as, you know, the music and things of that nature. It's really, really good. I'm saying a lot of people didn't like 7, though. 7 seems to be very off-putting towards individuals for some reason. It never was that way for me. In fact, one of my memories of King's Quest 7 is my mother and I actually made my father angry because of the fact that he was looking at the telephone bill one day and he's like, why is this charge here? My mother and I got stuck.
It's Alexander.
My mother and I got stuck in King's Quest 7 and actually called the Sierra helpline, trying to figure out something. And it was like the very last section of the game where you've got the two trolls fighting against each other. I'm gonna save it here. Again, the don't thing. Yes, we called the helpline. 8 is actually the one I liked the least. I want to see if I can give this bird my ring. I don't know if I need it. I want to see. I never did that because I valued my life.
Alexander holds out his insignia ring to the nightingale, hoping she perhaps is the nightingale that Jallo spoke of, and that she might be able to take the ring to Cosima. The ring is the one thing he has that might alert Cosima to his presence on the Isles.
I hope I don't need the ring for anything else.
The nightingale swoops down and grabs the ring.
Because if I do need the ring, I just
She flies
completely
off
messed
towards
up.
the castle, perhaps to Cosima.
Sing Sing, what have you got in your mouth, my pretty? A gold ring? Sing Sing, where did you get this? Realm of Daventry. But this is Alexander's ring. Oh, my soul, he must be here. Sing Sing, I wish you could tell me what you've seen. Is he really here, then? On this very island? Oh, if only I could leave this castle as easily as you. Take this ribbon, Sing Sing. If you know where he is, return it to him. Please be careful, Alexander. It is so dangerous, and yet I could not wish you away.
Scene. Hey, lady! And I love how Sing Sing doesn't even give it to me.
Delivery.
Sing Sing doesn't even hand it to me. Sing Sing just like drops it in front of me.
It's a red velvet hair ribbon. Could it be? Could it possibly belong to Cosima herself?
Or am I merely wishing it were so? Oh.
So, that Alexander puts his hair into a bun. Yeah. Let's try this now and give this to
Alexander
the bird.
holds out the love poem, hoping that the bird will deliver it to the same place she took the ring, in the chance that the receiver might truly be Cosima. The nightingale swoops down, grabs the love poem, and takes it towards the castle.
Yay!
Sing Sing, my sweet, you bring another present. Let me see. It is a poem, Sing Sing.
What was it when I looked at you? What power has chained me through and through, and binds my heart with links so tight, I cannot live without the sight of you.
Yes.
Oh, Alexander. I was hoping he'd return to you. Take this to him while he waits. Hurry, my fleet one.
Okay, so I still may have messed up by giving the bird my ring this early. Not that it matters a whole lot now. The bird drops it behind me, just like, here, take it.
The little bird makes a delivery.
The bird's like, I'm tired of being your messenger boy.
It's a note.
Dearest Alexander, I cannot believe you are here, my friend. Please, please be careful. Abdul isn't about to let anyone interfere with his plans. Watch out for Abdul's genie, Alexander, and do not do anything rash. I am not without resources, and I will prevail, if I can only find some small means of defense. Do nothing to try to get to me. You must not be endangered again for my sake. Greatly in your family's debt, Cosima.
Alexander's hand trembles as he reads the note. For the first time in his long search, he has heard her voice again, if only in writing. No words of love, only friendly concern. Friend. Is the maiden merely shy, or does she regard him only as a brother?
Yeah, it might have been presumptuous on my part. I played a little bit of the episodic game. I love the fact that Christopher Lloyd does one of the voices for it. It legitimately makes me extremely happy that he does.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
I played a little bit of the first episode. I thought it was really good. What I played of it anyway. It's actually on my to-do list for this
Alexander
channel.
feels a strange pulling sensation.
Like I said, I'm a King's Quest guy. I love King's Quest. And so I was really excited about it. Now, yeah, it's not quite like what I would, the old point-and-click stuff like what I'm used to. But it's something I still really, really like. Alright, let's take this again.
Alexander takes...
And let's play the flute. Some more aqualung.
May I have...
I can't skip this. I would love to be able to skip this part at least, but it's going to make me go through it. What little bit of it I played, I did. I made it through the, through the first part of the story where I'm narrating to my granddaughter. I'm really getting a kick out of being in a stream where the streamer loves King's Quest too. Oh, dude, I love King's Quest. When I first started doing Let's Plays, because I do have a YouTube channel.
Alexander stops playing the flute, but the wallflowers and snapdragons continue to dance, caught up in the music and oblivious to everything around them.
Am I too loud? I have Let's Plays of the first 5 games.
While the wallflowers dance, Alexander snatches the hole in the wall.
And the thing that I love the most about being able to play the first 4 games is that I could give voices to the characters. And I think that's one thing I loved about 4 was voicing certain characters. Alright, let's get these Hewist individuals and get them gone. And take that. Get through this. Goodbye, ladies. See you later. Yeah, I'm actually going to do a second save.
The lump of coal.
Just in case it was a mistake for me to send the ring. That way, if it was a mistake to send the ring to Kasima, then I can go back and...
Alexander
later
picks
on,
up
because
the
I'm
red
probably not
queen's-
going to finish this tonight. This is supposed to be like a 6-hour game. I don't think I'm going to finish this in... I may finish this in 6 hours. I don't know. But I'll probably end up doing another stream later on. I need, let me go ahead and do what I said I was going to do. Save. And... hope I didn't blow it. And we'll do that. And so we'll kind of go from there with it.
Alexander gives one of the baby's tears a bottle of milk. The other baby's tears seem to resent Alexander's gift for some reason.
Alexander, brah. Making children cry, brah. Yes, give
Alexander
me those delicious
collects
tears.
some of the baby's tears in the
yes,
old
baby
hunter's land.
tears. Sounds so horrible. Alright, so now I need to do something with these guys.
A large tree stretches knotted limbs out over the swamp. Part of the tree's trunk is shaped like the face of a dog.
Now I remember
Why,
what to do
it must
here.
be a
Shows
dogwood
forbearance.
tree.
Kasima is not impressed. What is this, Fallout 4? Here we go.
What do you think you're doing?
You startled me. I was just getting some swamp ooze.
Well, you certainly won't get it there! That's not swamp ooze! That's swamp sludge!
He's right, you know. But he could be a little nicer about telling you. He's not a very pleasant stick in the mud.
Dun-dun-dun.
Nobody Nobody asked you! Be quiet!
Oh, the trials of being a mere bump on a log.
So, what we're going to do here, in order to get some swamp ooze, is we're going to grab our rotten tomato friend and...
I thought this might come in handy the next time your brother starts picking on you.
Aha! Finally, old Bump on the Log's not so defenseless, is he?
Well...
Hey! What are you doing there? Watch the pulp, would you?
Now, Bumpy, remember all I've given you!
The only thing you've ever given me is mud. Take this!
No! Not into the swamp!
Inu, you're correct.
Hey, okay, I give up. Geez, sorry.
Well, I guess it's not very pleasant having things thrown at you. I'm sorry.
You mean it? Really?
Really?
Brother.
Stick in the Mud and Bump on a Log, exhausted from the battle, immediately doze off into naps. Rotten Tomato, being equally lazy, decides to join them.
Alright, so they're all asleep now. I don't quite get it, but okay. Yeah, there's a severe lack of maturity, and Soy
Alexander fills the teacup with the swamp ooze.
Soy brings up something that's a common thread in a lot of point-and-click games. Who would think to do a lot of the things that they want you to do in these games? Seriously, like, some of this stuff, it's like...
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
Like, really? You want me to do what? So
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Yeah, experimentation, yeah. Alright, time for the cliffs of copyright.
There appears to be something
Yeah, it's it. Sorry.
Huge blocks of stone erupt from the granite cliffs.
I should have saved it just in case, because last time I did this... Not money off of the hotline. Yeah.
Alexander stares with wonder. That's quite a way to welcome a guest, if indeed it is a welcome.
Okay, so we're going to do two things here. I'm going to save the game. And we're going to experience Death 5. And Easter egg. Easter egg. So we're actually going to break the fourth wall here. While we're doing this. Okay, not here yet. Go up here, and...
Oh no, Alexander loses his balance.
Whoa! Whoa! Ow! Hey!
Alright. He's saying hey at someone for some reason. Seriously, the voice of Alexander is the voice of Beast in the Kingdom Hearts games? That's... unexpected.
Oh no, Alexander loses his balance.
And doing this on purpose.
Whoa! Ow! Hey!
Okay, I'm going to do it again. If I do it enough, he's supposed to kind of break the fourth wall.
Oh no, Alexander loses his balance.
Whoa! Hey, quit making me fall.
There it is. He broke the fourth wall. Stop making me fall. Oh, dude, he's Beast in the original movie as well? Dude, my wife is going to love hearing that. All Alright. I'm going to make sure that we get up to here. I'm going to go ahead and save it, because we've already seen the Easter egg, so it'll be fine. But I don't want to have to go through this again. If I fall, I don't want to have to climb back up, because this is tedious.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Oh, if you wait for a while, he just kind of scoots around. Yeah, he breaks the fourth wall. I do like trying to find the Easter eggs that are in these games. Like, there are a lot of really good Easter eggs in the King's Quest series. And so, if I'm able to go back and play the others, that's something I definitely plan on doing is... oh, the volume back up at the top because I had to restart. That's why it's so loud. Alright, save this again. But yeah, there's a couple of Easter eggs in them. I think this is the only real Easter egg
Alexander
in this game.
examines the strange etchings in the face of the cliff.
But some of the past ones have a lot of Easter eggs. Ooh, I'm trying to remember which one is which here. I'm going to have to look this up real quick because I can't remember. Look at this. A master of languages will fail. Yeah, but I don't know which one of these is fail. So... Okay. Cliffs of not Dover. Logic, King's Quest 4. Yeah, but again, I don't know which one of these actually spells out to soar. So I've gotta get that real quick. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Is the Cliffs of Copyright Protection. I love how this guidebook is like, yeah, if you follow what it says, you're gonna find soar. So I think it's this. The
stone beneath Alexander's feet trembles as more steps emerge from the granite cliffs.
Hey! Alright, so let's make our way up. I promise we'll get to death in just a moment, okay? Don't do that to me, Alex. Alright. Stop that. That's not funny. I'm not doing anything. I want to make it through all of these before I end up like killing you, okay? That's the thing. I want to kill you in just a minute. Right, save. Alright, let's save this here. Alexander has a coughing fit and falls off the cliff. That seems like something that may happen at this point. Alright, turn around. Let's
Alexander
go here.
examines the strange etchings in the face of the cliff.
Okay, I think it's 4, 1, 2.
The stone beneath Alexander's feet trembles as more steps emerge from the granite cliffs.
Good. It means I'm not completely stupid. Did I get the tinderbox? I didn't get the tinderbox. Oh, I'm going to have to go back down in a minute. Thankfully, the Cliffs of Logic are set up in such a way that you only go so far, and then it's like, yeah, all right, fine. So, but I gotta go get the tinder box. I forgot to get the tinder box. I'm kind of living on the edge here. Alexander uses Tinder. Well, yeah. I mean, that's how he found Cosima. Alright, let's save this again. And yes, I'm saving a lot here because of the fact I do fear having to start this over again. Because I don't want to.
Alexander examines the strange etchings in the face of the cliff.
The Sacred Four. This, and this. I think I messed up somewhere. Boy. Okay, so that is not as helpful as I thought that would be. I think those two are correct. You've pushed. Well, yeah, but I think I don't think if it wasn't correct, I'd be dead at this moment. So that's at least good, but I need to figure out the other ones.
Nothing happens.
Okay, so I think I pushed them in the wrong
Alexander
order.
examines the strange etchings in the face of the cliff.
I may have pushed them in the wrong order is what happened. So I think it's this one, this one, this one.
The stone beneath Alexander's feet trembles as more steps emerge from the granite cliffs.
Alright. So I pushed the right buttons just in the wrong order. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Alright, go back. Alright. I think I've already saved it, so I'm just going to kind of just walk up and walk up. This is like my least favorite part of this game almost. Is this section right here. Okay. Okay. And then we come up here, and we save the game. Least favorite part for me, listening to death prattle on and on and on and on and on. Well, yeah, there is that. We do have to listen to death here shortly, and we have to make, well, we'll talk about that later.
Alexander examines the strange etchings in the face of the cliff.
Okay. A, S, C, E, N, D.
The stone beneath Alexander's feet trembles as more steps emerge from the granite cliffs.
That being said, I can actually show you death now. After I save it. Shaw. 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 Don't. We're almost there, Alexander. We're almost there. Let's save it right here and see what happens. Won't that be fun, Alexander? See what happens right here when you fall to your death. Whoops. I love how he does the Wile E. Coyote fall. Just zoop. and he pauses for a moment and then falls. It's awesome.
Tickets. Oh. Next. That wasn't a very logical step.
I hate you, game. Oh, the puns, they kill me inside.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Don't even play around right now. And with that, we are done with the steps of logic. And look, there's an old woman to greet us.
Alexander finds himself, finally, at the top of the cliffs. Exhausted, he steps over the lip of the plateau and stands.
Why do you make such an effort to climb the cliffs, young man? The winged ones who live on this island have the power of flight. You could have it too, if you'd only eat a berry from this magical flying nightshade bush.
This voice sounds like the Chamberlain from Dark Crystal.
See? The sweet berries will make you float like a petal on the wind. Try some.
Just like the Chamberlain from Dark Crystal. I'm just expecting this character to go, please, please.
All right, I'll try some of your berries.
Notice I saved it.
Oh, goody. Eat quickly, dear boy, and I'll show you the way to the Lord and Lady of this isle.
What? You're about to die.
Slightly bitter, pretty one.
Tickets. Oh. Next. And then there's some land I have for sale in the death bogs of Tamir.
Ha 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 ha. Alright, so now I have to go back and get the tinder box. That we've done that.
All right then. Stay tied to the ground like a load of lead. See if I care. You.
Yes.
Human.
Yes. Goodbye.
How odd. The old woman just disappeared in a cloud of smoke. Perhaps those berries are even more powerful than she led Alexander to believe.
Mm-hmm. Probably so. The nice thing is I don't have to climb up every single step of the cliffs
Alexander
of logic.
climbs carefully down the long face of the logic cliffs.
Just most of it. How old a woman stood there and made giant smoke, or giant cloud. A lot of people have been disappearing in the clouds lately. I mean, that has been strange. Alright, so we drop down. Because I can't use the map while standing
Alexander
on the cliff of
climbs
logic.
carefully down the long face of the logic cliffs.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and save it again. And I'm going to save as... Hope I didn't blow it. Just go ahead and save it there. Because don't lock up is before I gave the ring away. And if something happened and I have to go back through this, I can play through the game and get us to where we need to be.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
Okay, so let's get Tinder. Tinder.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Alexander feels a strange tugging sensation. That's never not going to be awkward. All right. Go get the tinder box, and then let's do this. We got this. Okay. Good day.
Good day, Prince Alexander.
He didn't quite put himself into it like he did last time. Not like the good day. It's more, it's that guy again.
Would you mind if I traded this in?
Of course, Prince Alex. Please choose something in exchange for the items on the counter.
All right, let's...
Alexander looks...
Yeah. Tinderbox.
I believe I'll take the tinderbox.
Come and rub my bear.
Very good, Prince Alex. Enjoy your tinderbox and bring it back anytime.
Thank you.
I wonder.
The stuffed bear probably has stuffed fleas. Alexander decides to keep his distance.
Stuffed bear, stuffed fleas. Alright. Heading south for the winter. Alright, now we're heading back up the Cliffs of Logic. Because I forgot to get the tinderbox
Alexander
earlier.
pulls out his magic map.
Bear's all torso. That bear's probably still rip you in half if it was living. Oh, I need to click on the Olive Sacred Mountain.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Feels a strange tugging sensation. Ah. Alright, let me double check everything real quick, because this is going to be important. Brick, check. Red scarf, check. Tinderbox, check. Alright, I got everything I need for this section. And I'm actually at the point where I'm having trouble remembering some of this stuff. And so it's like, now I know where I heard the voice. Tony J. Frollo from Hunchback of Notre Dame. He was also the main villain from later on in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And yes, he was Megabyte
Alexander
in Reboot.
arrives at the top of the cliffs, somewhat winded after his long but uneventful climb.
You're absolutely correct. He was Megabyte in Reboot. He was one of the main villains in the later seasons of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And the man was just all around amazing. Alright, climb in here.
Alexander crawls through the small opening in the rock. Alexander finds himself in a dark cave.
It's fine. I've got a tinderbox, so I can fix that. Tinderbox.
Alexander takes the candle from his tinderbox and uses the flint in the box to light it.
Put a light on the situation. Very good. Very good. Alright, so we can walk forward without dying. Okay. Go in the hole.
Alexander crawls through the opening in the rock.
You're gonna get lost in this cave system. Die.
The lighting in this part of the cave is better. Alexander extinguishes the candle's flame and places it back in his pack.
Okay. And we grab this.
Alexander takes a few leaves from the plant. As he does so, a strong smell of peppermint is released.
Ooh.
Ah. Alexander crawls back into the first room of the cave.
Yes. Is he going to relight the tinder boxes?
Alexander can't see a thing.
So I have to relight the tinder
Since
box.
it's so dark, Alexander can't do much in... Alexander takes the candle...
Okay. If I have to just repeat something like that, I'm not going to do that. It's like...
Alexander crawls back through the passage to the top of the cliffs.
Okay. I'm going to save one more time because we are about to be going in there. I think I've got everything I need. If I don't, I'm going to be an angry cow. More of me not being able to talk. Die. That's just too bad.
Look, an intruder! Hold! How did you get up here, human?
I climbed the cliffs.
That is not possible. No one has solved the Cliffs of Logic in several centuries, and if the cliffs were to be solved, it would certainly not be by a human.
I didn't mean to trespass. I only wanted to visit this beautiful island.
No visitors have been welcome on the Isle of the Sacred Mountain in years. Not since the Red and White Queens had spies in the guise of friendly visitors steal our island's sacred golden fleece.
But we will not display such foolish trust again. You will have to answer to Lord Azure and Lady Ariel.
Yeah.
They will determine what will be done with you. I can assure you, it will not be pleasant.
Flying away. Oh, we're flying to the birdhouse.
With what trickery did you master the cliffs of logic and reach the city of the Winged Ones?
Only the magic of clear thought, my lord. I meant no harm.
The cliffs of logic. It is the sacred oracle's prophecy, Azure.
Yes, Ariel. It is lucky for you, human, that climbing the cliffs of logic is part of a prophecy that I cannot ignore. We have just been ordered by Wazir Al-Hazred himself to dispose of any strangers that might land on our fair isle. But the prophecy would have a different fate befall you.
The prophecy predicts that whosoever climbs the cliffs of logic will defeat the Minotaur. The Minotaur has violated our sacred catacombs and eats our young in sacrifice. Our own daughter, Lady Celeste, was taken there only this morning as his most recently demanded offering.
A dilemma, then. Whom shall I obey in regards to your fate? The oracle or the crown? But since Al-Hazred did not dictate how I was to dispose of intruders, and since you cannot possibly survive the catacombs, your imprisonment there should serve both purposes quite admirably.
I will not resist you in this, my lord. I shall do my best to save your daughter.
First, I must tell you that the catacombs are a labyrinth of rooms, a place of exceeding danger. You will need many tools and clear wits to survive it.
I am ready.
Very well. My guards will take you there now. You seem courageous enough, but the catacombs will determine how brave you really are.
Okay, let's fix this. Fix this.
Why did you tell Lord Azure you were ready and willing to face the catacombs? No one is ever ready, and only a fool could be willing.
And you are far wiser, I suppose, to leave a maiden to die? To not fight this plague on your own people?
Bravery and suicide are two different things, human. You will have a chance to renounce your choice soon enough, when you lay trembling under the Minotaur's hooves.
The Minotaur's hooves?
We shall see.
Aha!
Thanks for the escort.
We only escort you to your death. May the fates make it quick so that you do not have to scream long.
The catacomb's entrance door is locked from the outside by the Winged One's guards. It seems that leaving the catacombs by that door is not an option.
Okie dokie. So, we're now in the catacombs, and by the way, I actually knew the Zoobilee Zoo. I watched that as a kid. What's it? Catacombs. And okay. To remember how to do this, I'm actually cheating at the moment, and I'm looking over at a
Alexander hears the distant sounds of a wild animal somewhere in the maze of rooms.
Oh no. There's something crazy around here. I'm using something to help me with this. I need It's the Mr. Skullhead Show.
Alexander picks up the skull.
No, I used to watch Zoobilee Zoo when I was a kid, and so hearing that the voice of the kangaroo and Cassima are one and the same is kind of weird to me. That's the reason why I was like, what? Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and save Catacombs again, and let's just step on a random one of these. Here.
Alexander feels the tile he's standing on shift beneath his feet.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh!
Tickets. Oh. Next.
3 spikes and you're out.
Ha. It sounds like he's trying to say tickets only, but it only comes as tickets oh. Oh. Next. What is wrong with you? Okay, so let's try this. Oh, Roberta, yeah. The puns. They're killing me. Seriously, they hurt. Make her stop. Yay, we made it through there. Okay, so I need to head north now, and I'm going to need this.
Alexander takes the shield from the wall.
Yay. Okay. Head north. 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 And west, because we're going to need something in this room, and that is coinage.
Alexander finds 2 coins on the skeleton's eyes. He takes the old coins.
Okay.
This...
I don't need the tinderbox right now. Although I do think it would be a good idea for me to go ahead and just have the item I need available. Because that's what I'm going to need. Okay. West, or east, east, south. And then east. I was playing this once and realized
it's a
I'd
trap.
forgotten
The doors
to
have
get
sealed
something.
Alexander inside.
I forgot to get something.
And the ceiling is coming down.
I forgot to get something I really needed. We're going to let this play through as I go through what happened. I forgot to get the brick, which is what we need for this room. And, yeah, I just kind of, like, freaked out because I realized I was inside here. Once you get in here, you can't get out without finishing it. So this is a point where if you don't have all the items you need, and I was trying to double check everything to make sure I had what I needed, if you don't have everything you need, you die.
With a sudden lurch, the ceiling completes its descent.
Yikes!
And presses Alexander into the floor like a bug under a heel.
Squish.
Tickets. Oh. Next.
Alexander never was much good at squash.
Ha ha ha! Oh, Roberta Williams is killing Sawyer right now. The man is dying from puns. Alright, so let's get the item that we need is the brick and...
In a desperate move, Alexander throws a brick into the grinding gears. The brick is caught between 2 cogs. The gears shriek and shudder.
That was
The
quite a
mechanism
sound effect.
grinds to a halt. The ceiling is stuck. The trap is sprung.
Yeah, that was a pretty something sound effect. Okay, so I need to go east, north, and then east. Whoops.
Sounds! A trap floor!
Bye. Again, I love the little whoop, whoop, whoop Splat.
Alexander seems to have fallen to a lower level of the catacombs. Wherever he is, the place sure is dark. Alexander can't even see his hand in front of his face.
Again, we're going to just save this here, but we're not going to do anything. I could easily get out of this situation, and I will in a moment, but let's just let it sit and play out. We notice there's two little eyes there, just two little eyes looking around and blinking. And we're like, what's going on? Oh, Alexander. Oh, Graham.
Alexander hears the scrabble of hooves in the dark room.
Look at it.
Hello?
Oh, that was terrible.
Tickets. Oh, no.
Well, I guess Alexander was terrible.
Caught in the dark, Alexander?
So I need to get the tinderbox again is what I need to do. And light the tinderbox.
Alexander takes the candle from his tinderbox and uses the flint in the box to light it.
Yes, that was violent.
Aha! So that's why it's dark in here. A torch is out.
It's very violent.
Alexander lights the extinguished torch and puts his tinderbox away.
Very violent for this game, yes. Okay, so now I need to go west. Okay, west. 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 South. South. East.
Alexander hears the sound of a wild beast again. This time, so loud that the creature itself seems to be in the same room with him. The noises are coming from the other side of the east wall.
Alright, so what I need to do here is we have our little buddy, the hole in the wall.
Alexander puts the hole in the wall on the east wall. The hole in the wall trembles slightly with dread at the clammy feeling of the stones.
Alright, let's look through the hole in the wall.
Alexander peers through the hole in the wall and sees just another room in the catacombs. Aha! Not just another room at all. So that's why Alexander couldn't find the Minotaur's lair.
Maybe.
At least Alexander now knows the lair exists, somewhere in the maze on the other side of this wall. While Alexander contemplates what he's just seen, the hole in the wall, frightened by the Minotaur, makes a run for it. Alexander hopes the little creature finds its way home to the Isle of Wonder.
It gonna drown. Alright, west. South. East. South.
Alexander hears a low growling.
Yeah, we know this. Okay, east. North. East. North and north. North. And then north. And that should lead us to the tapestry room. Awesome. Alright. Hole in the wall gets lost. And ends up out of one direction. Ooh. Alright. So let's do this.
This tapestry looks familiar. Now let's see. I don't feel anything. Aha! A hidden latch.
Alexander triggers the little latch. A secret door rolls open.
Alright, so once again we're going to save. And the reason why I'm going to save is because of the fact that we're going to die in just a moment. Because again, I want to show off the deaths. I want to show Alex dying. And how the latch sound effect is, yes. I would hate to find myself on the Isle of One Direction because I would hear little things over and over to the point where I wanted to, you know, just not good.
No! I beg of you! Please don't hurt me!
That sound... okay.
Your struggles are useless. It's the Minotaur, and he's struggling with a Winged One's girl. She must be Lady Celeste.
Excuse me, sir. Do you have the time?
Alexander prepares to take on the Minotaur with his bare hands.
Yes!
He steps forward bravely.
Yes!
And is spotted by Lady Celeste.
You there! Human! Help me!
Woman,
Help!
what is your problem?
Who dares enter my lair?
I ask you to release your captive or suffer the consequences.
Fight him.
Never. You die, human. As the Minotaur advances in attack, Alexander slowly backs away.
Yeah, we're dead.
Until he can back away no more. Now where to, little man? Alexander prepares to take on the Minotaur with his bare hands.
Yeah!
Alexander prepares to take on the Minotaur with his bare hands.
Yes, that's exactly what we're gonna do.
Hand-to-hand combat with a Minotaur is apparently not a great idea.
It was the...
Tickets. Oh. Next.
Ooh, that was good. That was good.
There's something to be said for taking the bull by the horns, Alexander.
Okay, so let's restore this and actually do this the way we're supposed to. With his bare hands, which he took from the pawn shop. Yeah, that was Rusty Taylor, and yes, that's why they tossed her to the Minotaur. That's the voice of Minnie Mouse. Rusty Taylor actually...
No! It's the Minotaur.
Rusty Taylor actually passed away earlier this year.
Alexander steps forward, determined to use anything at hand.
Yeah, just get this over with.
There.
Yep. Yep.
I ask you to
Come on.
As the Minotaur advances.
Alright.
Until he can back away no...
Yes.
Now where?
And?
Alexander, his back inches from the fiery pit, tempts the Minotaur with the Red Queen's scarf.
Look here, you bully. Nice, bright red.
Red. Now you die. The Minotaur drops from sight amidst the consuming flames. Slowly, his scream fades as well.
Have you been harmed, Lady Celeste? Are you all right?
No, I am not all right. I assume you do not intend to leave me tied up on this vile monstrosity.
Yes.
Of course not. Sorry. Let's see. If you'll give me a moment, I'll have these untied in no time.
I can't wait that long. Look, I wear a small dagger just inside my belt. It should be enough to cut the rope.
Oh, all right. I've got it, Lady Celeste. Here we go.
Don't know what happened. When I got there, she had already been cut up.
Thank you. You may keep the dagger as a gift for saving my life.
Oh.
That's very generous.
Forget it. Do you mind if we just get out of here now?
Yes, that'd be good. Oh.
The Winged One's guards, bored with the pointless waiting, are startled by the sound of rock moving against rock.
Lady Celeste, fight thee well.
I'm quite well, thanks to the bravery of a mere human. So much for your superior intellects.
Yes, milady.
Yes, they do.
Now bring him along. I'm going home.
Takes 2 of them to carry me.
I see you have proven yourself the hero of the prophecy. Well, I am expected to thank you for saving my daughter's life, so I thank you. I am obliged to thank you for the restoration of our sacred catacombs. It means much to our people. We have already begun the process of clearing the deadly traps from its rooms. It is also my duty to grant you a visit with the Oracle, so this I do. I will grant you the freedom to leave here unharmed, despite my orders to the contrary from the Crown. But there, my obligations to you end. I have no love for Alhazred, but he is my liege, and if Princess Cassima trusts him and wishes to wed him, my guards will take you to the Oracle now. When your time with her is through, I want you to leave the City of the Winged Ones and never return. I don't know who you are or what you want here, but I will not disobey my crown further.
I thank you, Lord Azure.
Why not?
I will respect your wishes.
Yeah, the dude was very, very thankful. He's like, yeah, good job. I'm so glad you saved my daughter.
Hail to thee, great oracle. Lord Azure sends you this wingless mail. It appears that he solved the cliffs of logic and...
Defeated the Minotaur in his lair. So I have seen.
I see everything.
So this is the one that haunts my pool of late. Welcome, young seeker. What knowledge do you desire?
Indoor plumbing. It's gonna
Princess
be big.
Cassima, whatever you can tell me, great oracle.
Ah, of course, the princess. That explains my images. Let us see what we can see. I see a maiden, lovely and pure, but surrounded by evil. She is a rose set amidst bitter thorns. It is her fate to be the pawn of dark powers, and yours to try to redeem her.
It's Ripley.
How? How do I redeem her?
Fate is not like the cut of a blade, young one, but rather like the myriad of paths formed when a hammer cracks ice. I will tell you what I can, but what will actually come to pass is up to you. I see that any attempt to reach the girl will force you into battle, a struggle against a dark force. If you lose, your life will be forfeit.
Uh-oh.
Who must I fight?
A great darkness surrounds your adversary, preventing me from seeing clearly.
Some oracle.
I can only make out the shape of a black cloak. But before this final struggle, I see an infiltration, a dangerous game of hide-and-seek in corridors filled with enemies. The risks are high, but it is the only way to reach the one you seek. There is more than one way into this place. Your choice will dictate much.
What else do you see, mighty oracle?
Sorry, your time is up.
Oh, such pain. I see two restless spirits crying out for revenge. These shades could help you destroy the dark force if they were to be brought back from their spiritual form. Yet this is only one possible path to your destiny.
Uh-oh.
I'm afraid this is getting beyond me. I know very little about the afterlife. I can only advise getting counsel from the druids. Be warned.
The druids?
The druids are reclusive and dangerous. They might aid you, or they might destroy you. Like their island, the druid's nature is hidden in the mists. There is nothing more I can do for you, except to give you this. It is water from the sacred pool. That and my blessing go with you.
Thank you, great oracle.
The oracle is basically one of those, hey, stick a quarter in the machine and we'll give you a piece of paper that tells you your fortune. That's what she is. And not even a goodbye? Alright, so let's save this. We're going to do a little bit more, and then we're going to call this a stream. I'm going to try to see if I can do one thing, and then Thursday we'll finish this out. Oop, I didn't mean to do that. Let's grab the magic smap. And there should be
Alexander pulls out his...
a new island. The Isle of Mists is now right here.
Alexander feels...
I'm skipping the Alexander pulls a tugging, a pulling, a tugging, a tugging, a pulling, a pulling, a tugging, and it doesn't matter.
From the northeast come the sounds of mysterious drums and chanting.
So we're going to go west. This is what we're going to do. We're going to go west. And the reason why I'm going to go...
From the east come the sounds of mysterious drums and chanting.
Yeah, no. I'm going to grab this.
Alexander reaches into the fire pit and takes a lump of coal.
And I'm going to grab this.
Alexander takes the scythe.
And we're leaving now. That's all we need to do with the Land of Mists for the moment.
From the northeast come the...
Yeah.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
If I mess with them at this point, I'm a dead man. Not going to happen. So I need to go to the Isle of Wonder now.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
I had said we were done with the Isle of Wonder. I was wrong. My bad. So let's go north. We need to talk to our, the queens of this island again. And let's take this.
Alexander picks up the bottle.
How many points? We're not quite... Yeah, we're a little over halfway. So that's good. Okay. Come on. Come on, women. Cool.
Your Highness may as well spend her royal time contemplating something else. The lump of coal shall be sent to the Castle of the Crown under my name, and that's all there is to it.
No, it shan't.
Yes, it shall.
But...
If the coal is sent in your name, I shall royally decree a ban on all red on this isle.
You do, and I shall royally decree that white shall be henceforth used for all mopping up of cabbage stew.
You wouldn't dare!
They would.
Oh, wouldn't I?
Oh, it's you! Have you thought of any more of those brilliant ideas of yours?
Oi, yeah, here, have the lump of coal and shut your hole.
I found the two of you another lump of coal so that you can stop fighting over the one you have.
Oh, let me see. A lump of coal. And what
a beauty it is, too. Oh, marvelous. Now we can stop fighting, sister. Your Highness can just keep the old lump of coal, and I'll take this new one.
Yay.
Quite right. That settles everything.
As a token of our endless esteem and royal favor, please accept this magnificent and truly incredible spoiled egg.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah. It's actually something that's going to be very helpful.
Let me see that lump of coal, Your Highness.
Your Highness.
It is a beauty, isn't it?
Why, it's bigger than my lump of coal. Let me have it immediately.
Over my dead body, Your Highness. It's my lump of coal, and it is indeed larger and much grander. Just look at that sheen.
Women.
I demand you exchange with me immediately.
I love Alexander's like, I don't know, I tried. I have not shown off the spell book yet, and I really think that I should at least briefly show it off. I think I'm done with the Isle of Wonder for a little bit, or maybe for the rest of the game. Let's see, where's it at? Spell book. Let's take a look at it.
Alexander is carrying a book from the bookshop.
Okay. Oh. Touch it, because that's apparently the only way we can do this. So you got a magic paint spell. We have Swamp Ooze, which we have, River Styx Water, a Black Horse Feather, and then we do an incantation. So we're not quite there yet. We have a rain spell. We have a few drops of salt water, not from the sea, which we already have. We have a vial of sacred water, and we need to get some falling water. So what we do is we mix the salt water with the sacred water in a teapot, which we got something close enough. Then add the falling water, and then we offer an incantation. So we're going to need that in just a little bit. So that's actually it as far as the spells are concerned. But I just want to show that off just real quick. So
Alexander pulls out.
Yes, you play the magic map. I'm going to show off a little bit more of the Isle of the Beast, and we'll finish a storyline for the Isle of the Beast, and then we're going to call this a stream.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
I'm a little bit more than halfway through the game, so we're doing good. And so I should be able to beat the game relatively, I say relatively quickly, more or less by the next stream that I do. So there's this guy again. Remember, he shot me through the heart, or through the back. He killed me. But guess what? We can get past him now. Generally consider the catacombs. Yeah, you're right. The catacombs is basically the halfway point.
Alexander decides to pass through the gate, preparing the shield just in case. The magic arrow completely shatters the shield. Good thing the arrow didn't hit Alexander.
Yes. And we move forward here, and we want to... Come on, mouse.
Alexander walks forward to step onto the gazebo. But the rose hedges on either side of the path, sensing an intruder's presence, reach out their vines and blend together. The path is blocked.
Well, before we take care of that, I want to do this.
Alexander takes a magnificent white rose from the rose hedges.
Very good. To get past that, we need to use this weapon here. A scythe.
Alexander wields the scythe, determined to get past the magical rose hedges. The leaves fly as Alexander tries to cut the branches faster than they can grow back together.
Alexander eats the rose.
He sees light. He's through.
Uh-oh.
Who
Please enter Beast's garden.
My name is Alexander. I didn't mean to disturb your private garden.
No. And yet, monsieur, you could hardly have accidentally broken through the 3 enchanted traps of the Isle of the Beast.
I suppose it is simply my nature to break through enchanted traps.
He's got you there.
You must be a prince, then. I know the nature of princes all too well.
Okay.
This face you see before you is hideous, is it not?
Kind of.
Well, for the face of a beast, it is really quite noble.
Ha! I'm glad you like it, for you will soon own one just like it.
It probably
I, too,
is.
was once a pretty prince, caring for nothing but adventuring and rescuing fair maidens. But I rankled one too many evil hags. One dark night, I was turned into this obscenity you see before you, warped in shape and trapped on this enchanted island over 100 years ago.
Oh.
Surely there is a way off this island.
Oh, surely. You broke in, did you not? And yet think, where would I go clad so eloquently as I am with this silk and this pelt? You see, my prison is also my sanctuary. You are the first to break through the barriers in lo these many years. That is, except for the druids who stole my heirloom coat of arms.
If there's any way I can help.
Help? You? I'm afraid you don't understand. The enchanted barriers were a warning and protection for you more than for me. Your prize for forcing your way past them is to join me in this dire life.
Wait.
By the laws of this sorcery, you are doomed to be trapped in the form of a beast. Your reward for broaching this garden is to be my slave, a slave as beastly as I am. You have only a few hours of humanity left.
But that's not possible. There must be some way to break the enchantment. Spells always have a weakness somewhere.
The enchantment you are under is tied to my own. Oh, the sorceress left me a way out. But I'm afraid it was only her final bitter joke. You see, I need only find a maiden to join me here, to share my castle, my life, willingly. Take another look at me. You can't help but admire the hag's terrible cruelty and cunning.
I shall try to find such a maid, for Casima's sake.
Truly? How determined of you. I personally would not waste my last few hours as a man on an impossible errand. However, you may do as you please. I give you this token. It's my family ring, and the only heirloom I have left. If perchance you should... if you think you have found a maid...
I shall give her this ring.
Yes, she must accept it of her own free will. By doing so, she accepts me. Not that you shall find anyone, mind you. Your time is short. Count the minutes on your fingers while your fingers you have, pretty prince. Your master will await you.
Okay. So let's go south. Now, there are plenty of ladies out there that won't mind a hairy guy. Not only that, but, this is, a warped version of Beauty and the Beast. Speak. When was the last time I saved? Da-da-da-da. I've been saving pretty often, so I shouldn't be that far behind, but I'm wanting to get through the Beast quest. Yeah, quality PC gaming. Yeah, it's like this game can only go for an hour, and it's like, yeah, I'm done here. I've done enough. Restore. Catacombs. Okay, so we're just right here, so it's not that bad. Because after the catacombs, okay. We'll quickly go through this stuff.
Alexander.
Yeah.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Come on. Just get it over with. I'm glad that we're just as...
From the northeast.
Okay. Let's quickly do this.
Alexander.
Okay. Okay, and...
From Alexander pulls out.
Okay.
Alexander.
We can do this. We can get through this. I just want to finish this one spot, and then I can call it a night. I wasn't expecting it to drop. Of course, that's twice that this has dropped out on me. So, like, again, quality PC gaming. The game just shut off twice so far. So I'm glad I've been more saving it, because I would have wanted to hurt something like if it hadn't have done anything. Okay, get this over with. Give these guys the coal and get back to where we need to be. We get to cut through like 15 minutes of dialogue in about 5 seconds.
Hands off!
Oh, hands off. My bad. I'm not trying to get handsy with you.
I found the...
Alright, skip. Skip, give me the stupid egg, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Nope. Not letting you talk. Just leave. Leave. Keep leaving. Keep going. Nope. Okay. Alright, let's go back and deal with the Isle of the Beast. And we'll do that. And then we'll call this. Alright. Magic's map.
Alexander.
Yeah, pulls out his magical map. Hope we didn't miss any plot points. No, we didn't, because I've already gone through this.
Alexander.
And so any of the plot points that we would have got there, we would have already heard it. I'm just skipping through stuff we've already done before. So I wouldn't purposely skip through storyline that we haven't heard. So all of this is stuff that we've done. No, I wouldn't want to do that. That would be just no. That wouldn't be enjoyable. All right, go through here.
Alexander.
All right, Alexander does that. Smack and takes
the magic arrow completely shatters the shield.
Yeah. I want to take a rose.
Alexander take.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good. I'm liking this. I hope
but the rose hedges.
I hope Inu is liking this and potentially wanting to play some King Quest, in the future.
Alexander.
Okay.
The leaves. He sees.
Come on.
He's through.
Yeah. So, all right, let's click. Yep.
It's my...
All right. Good. Now we're back to where we needed to be. Save the game. Save. I have no puns here. Alright. Now, question I want to ask is, can you guys think of anybody that we've seen in this game already who might be willing to come to an island to be with a beast? Maybe to get out of the situation that they're in? To live with a prince? Oh, Soy knows. Does anyone other than Soy know
Alexander pulls
what island we need to go to next? If you said Isle of the Crown,
Alexander feels a...
You were right. Yeah, Meowskovich knows. It's the ferryman. Exactly. Ferryman and the beast. Tale as old as time. Before we go, we need to talk to someone. It's actually Jollo.
Jollo, my friend. Is the wedding still moving forward at the castle?
Because I know this beast.
Prince Alex, egads, yes, that confounded wedding has the whole castle a-bustle. Look, I didn't come here to talk about that, though. I came to warn you.
Warn me? About what? Isn't the wedding bad enough?
No, listen. The Wazir knows that you're here, Alexander. He's posted extra guards, and he's telling them about a foreign saboteur. Who else could he mean but you? The Wazir's genie must have learned of your presence in the land, Prince Alex. I don't know how, but he must have.
I haven't exactly been discreet, I'm afraid.
Alexander, this is serious. Alhazred will never let you get close to Cassima now. He's doubled the castle guard, probably to make sure you keep out. Gadzooks! Oh, it's too bad there isn't some way to convince Alhazred that you've left the islands or even died. If he thought you were out of the way, you might be able to get close enough to...
What an interesting thought. Tell me more about this genie.
The genie's name is Shamir Shamazel. Alhazred brought Shamir with him when he came to this kingdom. Shamir probably won't directly threaten you, but that doesn't mean he isn't dangerous. He can be a terrible trickster and an ingenious spy. It's too bad we can't get our hands on Shamir's lamp. If we had that lamp, Alhazred and all of our problems would be solved. Wouldn't that be a fine thing?
You would wish to be master of such a wicked creature?
Oh, Shamir isn't necessarily evil. Genies never are, you know. They only reflect their owner's heart, for good or ill. Alhazred is hardly a shining example for an impressionable genie.
So how do you propose we go about getting Shamir's lamp?
What? Oh, Prince Alex, I was only dreaming. I mean, the lamp is heavily guarded. It would be easier to steal Alhazred's own trousers while he's wearing them than it would be to get that lamp.
Well...
But surely a clown's hands are quick and agile.
Well, yes, they are, as a matter of fact. But then the theft would be detected almost immediately. And then... my poor neck.
If the theft were detected.
Oh, I see. Yes, well, there might be a slim chance, but only that. If you could find a replica of the genie's lamp, an exact replica, I might be able to make the swap. I alone might get close enough. But I couldn't tell you what to look for. I caught a glimpse of it only once. I would know it if I saw it again, but to say I cannot.
Well, I'll just have to see what I can do.
Good luck to you then, Prince Alex. I really must be going back to the castle. I don't think I'll be able to come back here. If we were spied on, well, it's too high a risk. I hope you understand. If I see Cassima, I'll tell her I saw you. If you do ever make it to the castle, look me up.
And do be careful, friend.
I will. Goodbye, Jollo. Thanks for all your help.
Okay, so we're gonna finish up the Beast storyline, and we'll call this our stream. Of course, it's gonna take a few minutes to get through this anyway. Walk. We're gonna go this way, or run. Oh, and is this girl here?
Good day, maid. My name is Alexander. How do you do?
I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not allowed to talk to strangers.
Sounds like Rusty Taylor again. Okay, so let me show her. A rose.
Pardon me, maid. I hope you don't think me forward, but I see that you like roses. I thought you might, perhaps, like a fresh white rose.
Alexander can see the conflict in the girl's pretty face as she fights between her distrust of him and her desire for the white rose. The rose wins.
Oh, I shouldn't, sir, but it is so lovely. I've never seen a rose of white. It looks so pale and delicate. Wherever did you find one of such a color?
There are many hedges of them on the Isle of the Beast, and they grow together like magic.
Oh, truly? What an adventure that must be to see them. But I should not speak so, especially to a stranger.
She got a thick neck.
Thank you for the rose, though, kind sir.
Well, we're not quite done with you yet. Not yet.
Alexander has a thought about the serving girl. He decides to bring up the subject of Beast with her.
Let me tell you about the place where the white roses grow. The Isle of the Beast is an enchanted place. There's a path running through a deep forest. The path crosses 3 magic blockades, set to keep all visitors away. At the center lives a tremendous beast.
Really? Magic blockades? How exciting! What kind of a beast? Is it very terrifying and ferocious?
It is a beast that walks on 2 legs and dresses like a prince. It speaks with the voice of a man.
A beast that talks and wears clothes? How is that possible?
Yes, you can make a clip of this.
Not magical. Enchanted. Beast was once a prince, but a witch trapped him in the form of a beast and set him on the island. There he lives in a castle in the midst of a maze.
How terrible! Imagine how lonely he must be.
Was Rusty Taylor the voice of Webigail in DuckTales?
Isn't it? Oh, I have met him, you see. He is indeed ferocious, but who would not be?
He really exists? Oh, how it breaks my heart. If I could, I would tend to such a beast. Such a beast might find comfort in a kind face. Do you not think it so?
Oh, I think it's so. I very much think it's so. You would not be afraid of him?
Afraid? Maybe at first. But how silly of me to speak so. The roses in this little yard are the only magic I will ever see.
I could take you there. In fact, I would owe you my life if you would go. If you truly wish to go.
Gonzo?
You are serious? I could leave here? Oh, I have always dreamt of leaving. But to actually go... This is the only home I have ever known.
Get out.
Home is a hard place to leave, even if you're unhappy there.
But I will go. If I can help him, I must go.
Yes.
Is there nothing you wish to take with you?
There is nothing.
Then take this ring. It is his. He will be pleased if you would wear it.
Why, it's the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. Thank you kindly, sir.
Beauty! Where do you think you're going?
To a place where roses grow, and to someone who truly needs me.
Instantly.
I see you wear my ring. You willingly agreed to spend your life here with me?
There's
Do
a
you
weasel
know
in
what
your...
that means?
There's a weasel in your hedge
Yes,
bushes.
my lord, I do. I have been touched by your story.
Pity alone need not sentence you to endure this face.
Oh, but it is a gentle face, and kind.
No, it's not.
You look at me so sweetly and are not repulsed. Oh, by the light of your eyes, my spirit soars. The enchantment!
Oh!
It is broken!
I think he's uglier now.
I am pleased to have served you, my lord. Do you still wish me to stay?
What? Speak not such nonsense, Beauty. Do you think that I learned nothing of true love during my time here? You are my queen.
It's a magical powdered wig, yes.
Oh, my clothes! This gown!
How well it suits your noble heart.
Alexander, how can I ever repay you? I have nothing to offer except my gratitude. But please, take these old clothes. Perhaps you'll find someone in need during your travels.
Like me.
You have already repaid me by your example of courage, Beauty. And by your friendship, I hope.
You will always have our friendship and loyalty, Prince Alexander. But from a fellow adventurer, take some advice. If you find your true love, protect her with your life. We're all beasts without the redeeming humanity of love.
What?
And to aid you, accept my mirror. Now that my life is no longer hung in false shadows, I have no need for it.
Oh, right, the mirror.
Give it to someone with nothing to fear from the truth it reveals.
Thank you. I wish you both well.
We're all beasts in the end.
Come, Beauty.
What?
Let me take you home.
All right. So, all that being said, the only thing I really need to do now is I've got a vial of water, which I'm going to put in here.
Alexander pours the contents of the oracle's vial into the hunter's lamp with the baby's tears. The vial, now empty of its sacred fluid, disintegrates.
Now we're going to take this and...
Alexander fills the hunter's lamp to the brim with the fountain water.
And I'm going to walk out of this area because the music is loud. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the magic book. And I'm going to recite the magic lines.
Alexander prepares to enchant the hunter's lamp with the Make Rain spell incantation.
Clouds of thunder, shafts of light, come and sup with me tonight. Waters 3 have I for tea, brew a tempest now for me.
The lamp in Alexander's hand gives a little perk. He hopes the spell works despite his makeshift teapot.
Alright, so I'm just going to saunter on down to the end of this stay, or the end of the island, so that way Thursday I can just be right at water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save it here. We're over halfway done with the game. We may be able to finish this Thursday. Beauty and the copyright. And so this has been my stream today. I want to thank everyone who watched, anyone who subbed. I just want to say thank you for watching. I had to do makeshift because I can't, had to kind of makeshift everything because I couldn't do the voices and things of that nature. Or rather, I couldn't talk over the voices. I can't make them go down. And so I'm going to have to be silent for a little bit. But I do thank you for enjoying this with me. And if you have already experienced it, have a Happy New Year. We have a little bit less than an hour to go out here. But I do hope everyone has a Happy New Year, and I'm hoping that I get to see you this upcoming Thursday when I get to stream maybe the rest of this. But again, I want to say thank you to everybody. I hope you have a great day, and bye, guys. Good night, good game. We'll see you in 2020. Yeah, hopefully so. Good night, everyone.